Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you were ASAP Rocky, you are literally thanking the woman who made you for getting on the judge's good side. You guys, we are not talking about Rihanna. We are talking about ASAP Rocky's mama. The judge was in court calling her beautiful and gorgeous. But let's actually focus because this is actually a serious trial. Y'all, so much has happened. ASAP Rocky rejected a plea deal. He is facing 24 years in jail. He has a new album coming out. He is headlining Rolling Loud. He is the celeb chair of the Met Gala, and he is starring in a Spike Lee joint. Baby, he is a handsome fella, a pretty ninja, if you will, and he is Rihanna's love and maybe husband. We'll find out about that in court. But what is the most interesting thing is Al Sharpton has actually come out and spoken about. Let me tell you something about ASAP Rocky. First of all, I believe he's innocent. He did come and say it was a prop gun. I don't know about a prop gun, but I do think that he never shot at ASAP Relli. I think he maybe pulled that blicky out because things was getting sticky and he wanted to see people scatter, but he never pulled any trigger, prop gun or not. Let's not forget that when the police came to the scene, they couldn't find anything. ASAP Relli didn't even report these injuries till 3 days later. He had grazed knuckles. Really? You Superman now? Bullets are flying by, grazing knuckles? Okay, ASAP Relli. But also, don't forget, the police searched the scene. They couldn't even find any shell casings. ASAP Relli went back a couple of days later, looked around, and came back with shell casings that he claimed came from ASAP's Bang Bang that the police couldn't find. They then stormed ASAP's house, right? Pulled all these firearms, called TMZ to come look at it. They couldn't find any weapons that matched the shell casings that ASAP Relli found. And all of the weapons were registered. They couldn't find anything, okay? I do honestly believe that in this, he is actually innocent. But the way this trial is unfolding, and yes, it will be televised, it's going crazy. First of all, y'all, did y'all see what ASAP wore? Let's start from the beginning because you know he was going to be a fashion killer in court. He literally wore a pleather matrix style trench coat, a sharp, of course, button down, and a tie. He was dressed to the gods. Rihanna was not there, but off the bat, the judge is like, is she coming to court? And they were like, Your Honor, we don't know. And he's like, well, let me know a day before she's scheduled to arrive for security purposes. We know what you want to judge. You want to make sure your robes are armed tight. Now, listen, there was also an interesting exchange that took place. The judge said, when they said, oh, he's in court with his mom, the judge said, you must have had him when you were about 7. ASAP Rocky told the judge, I was 26 when I had him. He said, you are very beautiful. That's on the record. What? Now, also don't forget, this judge is something else. ASAP Rocky's lawyer again took issue with the racial makeup of the jury pool. Out of 106 people, only 5 are black, right? And he said, this could be a case where there are no black jurors on the case. He said, we're in downtown Los Angeles. It is not a small town in Montana. We're troubled by that, to say the least. Again, ASAP Rocky's mother and sister were in court today. Still, I can't stop laughing at the judge. The judge is in ASAP's business talking about, who are these new people we have today in court? ASAP, oh, these are my mother and my sister. I can't tell which one's the mom. Is this judge single? I'm just saying. We thought Rihanna was going to be the one to earn him favor. Who knew his pretty mama sitting in the background was going to make the judge smile? Now, all jokes aside, let's be serious. I'm sure the judge will give him a fair trial. But at the end of the day, people are very, very worried about what's going on. The good thing about this is the DA is not going to be able to spin this. It seems like the DA has a threadbare case. They said they don't have the weapon. They don't have any shell casings except those found by ASAP Rally. And if the police don't find them, they're not really evidence. Even on the video surveillance, there's no sound on one surveillance. And then there's like a scattering sound that they think are bang bang shots. However, don't forget ASAP Relli was actually strapped. And he could have been the one that was actually shooting. ASAP Rocky says that this is nothing but an extortion attempt. It's getting really, really deep. But when it looks like his corporate sponsors and people that are actually behind him, including Rihanna, nobody appears to nobody appears to be taking this seriously. They think he's all going to beat this case. ASAP lawyers does. I will say ASAP does have a knack for getting out of things and getting powerful, influential people to back him up. Remember when Trump made that whole thing to get him out of that Norwegian jail where he was unjustly jailed in what was they were just profiling him because he was an American celebrity. In any case, right? He got Reverend Al Sharpton to go on record and say some words for him. He said, "It has been brought to my attention by the National Action Network Los Angeles office that out of 106 people called to potentially sit as jurors in ASAP Rocky's trial in Los Angeles, there are only 4 Black people. I heard it was 6." He said, "I've been closely in touch with ASAP Rocky's friends, and though I do not know the particulars of the trial, I do know he deserves to be judged fairly by his peers, as is his constitutional right. It's absolutely ridiculous that the jury will be not fair and representative. So, as to deprive ASAP Rocky of a fair trial, when we have 4 Black people in the city of Los Angeles out of 106 people and exactly 0 within the first 30 possible candidates for the jury, something appears to be very wrong with the system. I'm monitoring this trial and challenging the Los Angeles District Attorney to ensure a fair and representative justice is afforded to ASAP Rocky." I know that's right. They really, really called Reverend Al Sharpton to come in and to defend ASAP's honor. Now, listen, the jury is supposed to be of your peers. I know we live in a colorblind world. However, it is nice to have people that reflect your experiences as a man or a Black man sitting across from you, judging you to see what your crimes are, regardless if that jury is made up of all purple Martians. Again, let's talk about this case. The case is then bare. They don't have the weapon. They couldn't find any shell casings. This man that claims he was shot, right? His knuckles were grazed. How does a bullet graze your knuckles? And how do we know you didn't bang bang yourself because you had a gun allegedly on the scene as well, I believe, right? On top of that, the extortion, the long held beef. Again, ASAP Rocky is confident that he will beat these charges. He was offered a plea deal, which honestly wasn't a plea deal. They literally said that you can do 6 months in jail, 3 years probation, a 7-year sentence. You're not allowed to travel abroad. That means he can't tour or go with Brianna when she does business. You have to do 480 hours of community service, and you have to do 52 weeks of anger management. Are you serious? Anyway, y'all, I don't know what's going to happen, but we will see. You know what would be funny? I'm just saying. Trump had a soft spot for ASAP Rocky before, and I didn't even know they talk like that. You never know. You think Trump might pardon ASAP? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He came in and swooped in before when he was in that jail overseas. Let's see if he can show up now. Regardless, ASAP is confident he's going to beat the charges. Listen, I will talk to y'all later. We will be covering this, and that's all there is. Bye.